Welcome to Caprock Canyon State Park, Texas. This is Jason's Texas Adventures. So, what do you say? Let's go for a scenic drive in this beautiful Texas State Park. Caprock Canyon State Park and Trailway is a Texas state park located along the eastern edge of the Llano Estacado in Briscoe County, Texas. The state park opened in 1982 and is 15,314 acres. Before I go on this scenic drive in the park, I want to show y'all outside of the visitor center. They have a map and information on the park. There's a beautiful picture right here showing some of the bison in this beautiful terrain. Off to the right are some restrooms. Over here there's a cool looking little model of the terrain of the area, as well as this beautiful mural of bison on the wall here. Over by the amphitheater, they have some bison skulls on display. It says, "Unearthing the Past." It says in 1974, archaeologists excavated a 10,000-year-old bison butchering camp here at Caprock Canyons. They also discovered that the Folsom hunters arranged bison bones in this way, possibly for ceremonial reasons. So definitely the bison played a giant role in the native people's lives out here. This park is not only famous for bison, but for prairie dogs as well. Here's one right by the road in front of me, and several more off in the distance. We definitely don't have these back in Houston, Texas, do we? There's another one right next to the road. I like that sign there. It says, "Watch for bison crossing roadway." You don't see that type of road sign every day. Here's another view of the prairie dogs outside my passenger window. Looks like that one's munching on something. There's a couple more right there. And Houston, we've got some bison crossing the roadway. Majestic creatures these are, and they roam free in this state park. There's a quail off in the distance. I'll zoom in on it. Y'all see it running along there? Lots of different bird species live in this park, and I've been hearing a lot of quail since I arrived here and just captured one on camera. Well, let's continue this beautiful scenic drive here at Caprock Canyon State Park. Caprock Canyon is famous for being home of the Texas State Bison herd. Famed cattleman Charles Goodnight and his wife Mary Ann started the herd in 1878. It's one of the 5 foundation herds that saved this animal from extinction. So hopefully before I leave the park today, we'll see some more bison. But right now, I'm just enjoying this scenery out here. It is absolutely beautiful. And if I had to pick a favorite state park in Texas, it would be this one. The scenery, the red rock formations, the red dirt, and then for me, having the bison here take this park over the top. And you can see some of that red dirt off to the right there. And we're just scratching the surface here on this scenic drive. It even gets more scenic up ahead. So buckle up and hold on, because here we go at Caprock Canyon State Park, Scenic Drive. Isn't the scenery here just amazing? It's hard to believe this is in the Texas Panhandle, but it is. When you think of the Texas Panhandle, you think of wide open plains, farmland, and a whole lot of cattle, but you don't think of terrain like this, especially with all of the red rock and red dirt around here. It really stands out. Wind, water, and a whole lot of time shaped this beautiful landscape. There's a lot of things you can do at this state park. There are over 90 miles of trail open for hiking and biking. There's also horseback riding allowed, fishing and swimming at Lake Theo, and of course, camping. Or you can just go on a scenic drive, which is what we're doing right now. It's beautiful how the sunlight hits the red color in the rock. It makes it appear like the rock is almost glowing at times. This is just a magical and special area, and I'm glad it's preserved for future generations to enjoy. I hope y'all are enjoying this drive like I am. I like how these windy roads cut through the canyon too. And some areas on this road are quite steep. Not sure if I'd want to be hauling a huge trailer going down these roads. And I think we're nearing the end of the road up here, but I'll get turned around up ahead and we'll go down the opposite way I came. But just look at these beautiful red rock formations. Texas sure has some different landscapes, doesn't it? From the beautiful waters of the Gulf Coast to the coastal plains and the piney woods of East Texas, and the rolling hills of the hill country, to the mountains and desert of West Texas, and the high plains and canyons of the Panhandle. Texas has it all, y'all. And this isn't my first rodeo here at Caprock Canyon State Park. I was back here in 2020, but it was before I started my YouTube channel. And I had just bought a Ram pickup, and I had a bison come up and sniff the grill of my truck, and then it turned around and went about its way. That's one of those things you never ever forget. If you come here and encounter bison, make sure to give yourself plenty of distance. If you don't bother them, they won't bother you. Alright, well, tell you what, I'm gonna get parked right over here and give y'all one heck of a scenic view here. Well, how was that for a view? I mounted my action camera to a monopod and extended it upward above some of the shrubs to give y'all a heck of a view of part of this beautiful canyon. So now I'm driving back the other way on this scenic drive, and who knows, maybe we'll see some bison before we leave the park. By the way, while I'm out here, I'm also planning on exploring part of Route 66. So stay tuned. much more coming ahead. This is one of those steep grades I was telling y'all about. Definitely gotta ride the brake going downhill. There's some more of that red rock that I love out here. Kind of reminds you of something you'd see in Sedona, Arizona, or even Utah. It sure is nice to see some blue sky. It rained a good portion of the way up here. But one good thing, the clouds and the rain did keep the temperatures down at the time. There's also another famous canyon not too far from here, which is called Palo Duro Canyon. And it's actually the second largest canyon in the country, second to the Grand Canyon in Arizona. But on this trip, I'm not going to be stopping by there. Maybe next time I'm out here I will, but I wanted to devote more time to this canyon. And to me, what sets this canyon apart is the Texas state bison herd being here. And speaking of bison, I see some ahead. There they are off to the right. We're gonna drive right by them. Looks like a family of them. See some young ones with them. They are everywhere in this park. There's some more of them, and got one right in the middle of the road headed this way. This is so awesome. I feel like I'm driving in the middle of a John Wayne Western. And there's a bunch more of them right there. And guys, I've got to say, I have never seen so many bison in my life. Off to the left there is the visitor center. I guess these bison like to hang out over here at the visitor center. Well, guys, I think this is very fitting to be leaving Caprock Canyon State Park and seeing a whole bunch of bison. They're just a part of what makes this park special. I appreciate each and every one of you for riding along with me in this special place. Thanks for watching.